Hi again, Ashraful.
Hello, Fredrik.
I want to talk about uh, confidence, I believe. Uh, Maybe that's the word, the topic. Um, but also vulnerability.
Mm.
And this, the starting point for this reflection is I had my string quartet first premiere, the first performance uh, last Sunday. And when I say string quartet, I mean that's a piece for musicians for a string quartet. But normally, if you are familiar with that genre, you may think it's a work maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. In my case, it's 1 hour and 45 minutes. It turned out. So,
Mm.
with two breaks in it, so the total concert were more than 2 hours long. Um,
That
so,
sounds amazing.
yeah, so it's when you say string quartet, that doesn't say the whole. Uh, the title is From the Woods and the Archipelago, so that maybe say a bit more because with that kind of title, it promises something uh, quite big. But still, you don't know it. Still, you need to be there and listen to it. If not physically in the place, you can listen to the recording. But the thing is, this big work I worked on for many years, and it took a long time to get it performed, to convince musicians to really do the big rehearsing work to do it, and also the organizer to allow this to happen, because it's of course a whole concert. There couldn't be any other music at the same concert. All this is about the format, and I think that's crucial. Uh, it's not about just having a small piece among other pieces in a concert. I've experienced that also. Um, in this case, having them do this music that I have really worked so long time on and really tried to find the perfection in every detail, and also this to stay strong in believing that this is working, this will work, because I mean, before this performance, I had never heard it in the whole length, other than in simulation from computer. But that's one thing, and the living music is a totally different experience. So all this to believe that it really works, and all these things. And I was not very confident before this concert, because the rehearsals went not very good. It was the feeling that we had needed 2, 3 more weeks with some rehearsals every week to get there. But on the other hand, I put my trust in the musicians, and they really uh, did an amazing work. They were so concentrated and on the concert, and also uh, put so much energy and life into the music, and took all the risks that was needed to play really strong, and to play also very very soft and silent in other parts. And uh, I told them to not be afraid of making mistakes, and they really they really played like that without any fear. So I was very, very happy about that. And I got so great response from some of the audience. They were into tears and had
Mm.
hard to say anything more than just thank you, and this was overwhelming and like that. So, but this is just a part of it. This experience was of course fantastic. It was fantastic also for me to sit there and listen to experience that I really managed to listen so long to music. Of course, it's familiar and it's my music and all that, but still, it's so rare at a concert to be able to be focused and listen to all the music. It's normal that you get tired and it's hard to focus all the time and like that. However, it opens you up extremely much to all kind of emotions, and that's what I will want to come to now. How it makes you really vulnerable. I felt that the days after now, how I am vulnerable to a lot of feelings. So not only positive feelings. So there are coming frustration and anxiety and irritation and this also from situations happening. But also the positive feelings are stronger. So it's like when you open up, it makes it possible for all kind of more strong emotions. And I think I also wanted to connect this with the confidence and talking about how to be confident to put out things in the world. So when we now want to give more to other, presenting our thoughts in videos and other ways, I relate that to my when I make music and let people hear it at concerts.
Yes.
So now it's time for for your response. Maybe you need to think.
Yeah, this sounds like familiar. Like I heard it from many people that when they start putting their work out for public to see, that's a vulnerable situation.
Yeah,
Like yes, and you're kind of inviting somebody into your own world and
exactly.
what you found beautiful and you want to share, and you kind of hope that they will relate to it and get something from it. And particularly in today's time when they have a million other things they could do during that same time,
Yeah.
they're actually really choosing to be there. Like if we go in the
Yes.
Middle Ages or before, or even before, like in the early human history, in the caves, maybe people didn't have much to do and they couldn't even go out during darkness because maybe there would be wild animals out there. So they maybe needed to stay inside the cave and listen to anybody playing something, and they'll be
Yes.
grateful for that. But now people have so much to do,
Yeah.
so and so they really need to choose to be there.
Mm. That's really true. But the thing with this vulnerability, I think it's one thing to be vulnerable at that concert in that situation, and after that, just the immediate. But these days after, I mean, I cannot turn it off like from one day to next. it has opened up now. So of course it gradually becomes a bit less now, but still, this kind of uh, big impulse of this situation is so then when the normal everyday comes back, then it's hard to deal with it is the in the normal way, because
Hmm.
the feelings are a bit stronger. So that's very interesting. I of course I can see it now, and I can relate to that. So I maybe can handle it, but there happens things that makes me more of everything.
Hmm. So
uh,
so it is an ongoing thing. They will play for how long?
Pardon, how do you mean the
So
question?
they will this concert will repeat, yes? Or
No, it's not that. It's my. I'm talking that my situation is going on. my my that I opened up so much in that situation has made me more vulnerable now, the days after. So it's
okay, so
not
the
about
feelings
it.
are
Yeah.
sinking in and going deeper.
Yeah, that's a way to put it. But also new things that happens evokes emotions in me
Yes.
stronger than normal. I mean, in a way, I find this very positive, because I like to be emotional. I don't want to be too sort of in the plain middle all the time, not caring
Hmm.
about things. But on the other hand, there is of course downsides also to that.
So when you released your music and then you had emotions, so you released certain emotions there, and now you're having aftershocks of emotions release.
That's a way to to phrase it. Yes, exactly.
Yes. That sounds like a very beautiful thing to me.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Uh, but uh, for example, when I tried to look at our previous videos, I felt immediate like, no, no, I cannot. I'm not confident about this. This is not good enough. I cannot put this out.
Hmm.
Uh, so there's something about the confidence, because that's also relating to this stronger emotions. There, it just comes there. I cannot really
Mm.
um explain it. It's just there, uh, and maybe it's a feeling like, because I did this great work which really worked, and people were so appreciate it so much and like that. Then I cannot do other things that are not that perfect. It's like
Mm. No, I get that totally. So also like we
mm.
haven't worked for so many years to make these videos. So
No,
so that
exactly.
that is very different and how they will be placed.
Mm.
I don't think our videos will be placed next to Hollywood or other
No.
masterpieces.
Mm.
But on the other hand, your music could be placed next to some classical masterpieces. So so
Mm.
that's kind of the expectation from it. So I don't know, like there seems to be different kind of expectation when people come to your concert or they come to listen to a eating
Yeah.
video we post.
I hope so. Yes, yeah. So I mean, this is not any rational thinking beyond this. It's just the emotions, and I think it's interesting to explore that.
No, it is
Uh,
a rational thinking as well. Maybe you don't really like the video. Maybe you think it's not good enough, and that is probably very true. And
mm,
and then you don't want to publish that because that is kind of connected to your own self. So I could relate to that also. Like, why not? Like, I don't think it's irrational.
mm.
So
But no, yeah, yeah, I mean, irrational is it if you expect it to be something similar to this music piece, and maybe my emotions are not taken care of, seeing the difference between
Mm,
these things. So in that sense, it's not rational, I
mm.
think. So.
And also, I thought about this like that since this is happening at the same time that
Mm,
you are looking at the videos and you're also working with your this premiere that you have worked for many years and you waited for it and you trained and mastered it. So and also all the musicians their efforts to make it work. So that is a team effort in a very serious and substantial level.
yeah.
And so when that is happening at the same time of this YouTube, our tiny YouTube videos we make,
Mm,
like so they can actually. I was thinking that will they like overlap these feelings, that
mm.
one will impact the other, and also this your concert is much bigger, so that may actually overwhelm the others. So it could be the timing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But if taking it from the good side, of course, is that I want to take from that energy and make everything I do a bit better or a bit
Yes.
more of it, and I think just to be able to reflect on this, to talk, is a good topic to
Yeah, totally,
to explore.
totally.
So.
And the way I see it now, actually, I can think that if we use the metaphor,
Mm,
there's our YouTube videos, they are not one whole thing
no.
because it does not communicate the whole picture. Like, for example, your music piece that you mastered over years to actually make it a whole piece.
Mm,
But our each YouTube video only has a tiny piece of something, some sound or some paint. It's
yeah.
like the whole, we're painting something in our these all these videos together after some time. This after if we keep doing it, that's the continuous effort. And if then after some time we'll have a kind of a tapestry of these videos that will together create a picture
Yeah.
to me. So that's how I see it, that what we put now is not as significant, but what we do together and also together with others, like others, our people who come to listen to us.
Yeah.
I believe that is, they are also putting themselves in a situation, exposing themselves to some thoughts and ideas or conversation that are coming from us and that we also learn from the society. And they're also putting themselves out there. And then together with the community, we're co-creating it.
Mm.
That's how I see it. So it, and also the way I feel that we are becoming more and more connected world, and a lot of things we were so concerned about ourself and our own ego and privacy. And of course, privacy is important, but also that, oh, I don't want to show it. People will criticize
Mm.
me or
Mm.
us. So I think that is kind of relaxing more and more because since there's so many people who are producing on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, and many are sharing very willingly, and
Mm.
that's the gift to the world that they're doing. And that is also we're coming in a living room of the world.
Yeah.
These spaces like YouTube or Instagram or other platforms. Uh, so they are kind of we're co-creating, like they're not the other now, they're we're all together, the
Mm.
people who are making it, the people who are coming and watching them. So this is different than when you have the audience sitting, and when you are sitting in the audience but you're
Mm.
also the person behind all this. And but there is also the separation of the stage, that there are four people playing and there's a group of people listening.
Mm.
If they have a good connection, they need to have that bond, but they're not co-creating in the same way. So this food was prepared and now it will be served, and the guests will eat it and just enjoy it.
Mm. Mm.
And, and in our case, the food is being prepared in these videos, like we are doing it over time, and people are coming here. We see who come here, and they will put their comments there. Together, their comments will influence us. The way our thoughts may make them think something. So the way I see it, it is a vulnerability that is shared with the collective, because a lot of topics that we discuss are important for us, and we
Mm.
believe are important for all of the communities in the societies.
Mm.
So, so this is a topic that, and also we don't know a lot of times that we don't know even the topic enough to tell them what we know, because nobody knows in a clear way, and that is a job of a researcher and also for an artist, like when you don't know what may work and may not work. And then
Mm.
at the end of the day, you may surprise yourself. But
Exactly. Hmm. Yeah. Huh.
and also this vulnerability that brings me that this authenticity that is there,
Yeah.
that you cannot get rid of, because if you make a polished cinema, then you have all these filters and all these
Mm.
retakes, and so you make it perfect. Then it does the so at the end, who you see on screen may not be actually the real person. But in this case, it's very difficult to hide our authenticity, particularly if we continue doing that over time.
Yeah, exactly.
And actually, for us, it would be the counter intuitive idea, like the opposite of what we are encouraging. We encourage authenticity and vulnerability. So I think that is a perfect thing that you are sharing this with us. That that the feeling of vulnerability, and also it's a live experience example how this unfolds
Yeah.
in a human life and artist's life, and how to understand this
Mm.
and how to relate to it.
Yeah. And I mean, in in a more for example, when I'm out hiking, I'm also opening up, but I'm not opening up that much. So I'm not that kind of vulnerable the days after a hike. It's like, yeah, I filled up with more impressions, more energy, have sorted out feelings and like that.
Mhm.
But this was so much stronger, and that's interesting to see how what's possible, which kind of possible where is the limit? I don't know how to find situations where you really can open up that much.
Mm.
So it's hard to just turn it off then after, even if you want it. I mean, in some situations you really want to turn off. You don't want to be vulnerable when you are around a lot of other people on the bus or something.
Yes, that is fascinating because there is a why is that? Like you would not feel the same when you are surrounded by your family or close friends. Like if the bus only had people, but bus is still can still feel like a bus, but in a space when you feel more comfortable and you only have your friends and family, how would that be different?
Yeah. Yes. Uh, the crucial thing is, of course, that even among friends and family is not everything totally in harmony all the time. So,
No, no, but you do,
no, I mean
but you
that. So then it's easy to get upset by things, which also happened to me now. So, so, so I think that's a part of it. But I think
hmm,
it's something it's good to be aware of that, and you need to accept it when you mm, what to call it, when you attend situations where you can open up. There is also this side of it. It's not only positive in that sense. It's like you need to also deal with other things. I mean, that could be definitely positive in the longer run, because there is good of lot of opportunities to learn things, because what made you upset is of course often telling you something you need to take care of. You need to change something. You need to develop in a way.
Yes.
So so
So
so
and,
it's
and
so it's good in the long run, but sometimes it feels very impractical, or what to call it. It's like
yeah.
you don't want it all the time in your everyday, because then it will be so difficult to do your normal things. Maybe that's the lesson to learn, that you
Yes.
you
So
shall not
I
only
could
do. Yeah.
think that if you think the people you will communicate through these videos that we make, that
Mm-hmm.
we will communicate, they are part of a bigger family and
Yeah.
friends and collective that wants to understand certain things that we also want to understand.
Mm.
So then it is a bigger family, and that already exists.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes. Mm.
and if we connect with them, so then you actually are opening up more, and sometimes feelings will come to surface,
Mm.
and sometimes their comments may make you anxious or angry or
Mm.
happy or joyful. So many possibilities.
Mm. Yes.
So yes, it is a vulnerable situation, I would say. But on the other hand, the social criticism
Yeah.
that is there directed to many people, like people sometimes can be very harsh
Mm.
when they talk to others online and other places as well, but mostly online.
Yeah.
And so that is sad a lot of time.
Mm. But on the other hand, the confidence, I think it comes from remembering what you believe in, what you there are enough strong things. I think I believe that that will help me to give the right things out in when you sum it up in the end. I've
Yes, but
I've given.
that is
Mm,
fascinating because you asked your musicians
mm,
to not worry, not to be afraid to make mistakes.
exactly.
So if you give
So please.
yourself the same advice, not to be afraid to make mistakes.
Very good, very good. Thank you. Good that you turned it to me. Really need to hear that. I think it's so interesting, because every times we are doing orienteering competition, I tell my boys to have fun.
Exactly.
No, maybe I can say concentrate and do your best, but have fun is the most important, which I always say. I made it to a habit, uh, and I'm so glad when some say that to me back, because that's not very often, but sometimes I
Okay.
feel good. So yeah, it's good to hear. I mean, of course, I can say it to myself, but it's also very strong when it comes from others. So that's great. Yeah, I shall not be afraid of making mistakes. It's sort of, yeah, of course. Great. Thank you for this.
Thank you. Thank you.